What's going on, guys? This is Will of Will H Tech Review back with another video. So I'm doing a follow-up on my Samsung Galaxy Tab S6. So I've had this device twice. I picked it up when it first came out, and then I sold it and bought the Samsung Galaxy S5e, and then I didn't like that one so much, so I picked up the Tab S6 again, and this is what I've been using for, I guess, the last 2 months or something like that. So I wanted to do a follow-up on it and let you guys know what I think about it after having it this amount of time. So this is what I'm rocking it in, this case right here. This is the Poetic Revolution case. It's from the Revolution series case. This is a beautiful case, as you guys can see. It has a built-in kickstand here. It has that area right there for your S Pen that you can keep it in there, and it doesn't make it allows it to fall out of there so easy. Just a nice case that I like, and it has some great drop protection on it. And I think it's just a beautiful case. So this is what I've been rocking it in. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this case off here, and then we'll come right back. Okay, guys, so we're back in. I have the case off of it now, and as you guys can see, this thing is very thin, very lightweight. I think it weighs less than a pound or right at a pound or something like that. It's not very heavy. The weight on it is 420 grams. So that is the weight on it. As you can see, this is where the S Pen connects right there, just like so. And it's not a good connection, in my opinion, because you can easily knock it off. But here are your two cameras here, the rear cameras. Got a little bit of simple Samsung branding. It's telling you that the speakers are AKG tuned. You do have 4 speakers, and I'll tell you what, as you can see, I knocked that S Pen off just that easy. Speakers are excellent. These speakers will rival any tablet out there, in my opinion, and they are just some of the best sounding speakers that you can get on a tablet, in my opinion. Going around this, like I said, this is where you put your S Pen, your volume up and down are there, and your power button. You do have your slot for your micro SD card, microphone there. On the bottom, you do have your Type-C charging, your pogo pins if you want to pick up the official case, type cover case or keyboard case. I did have it. I ended up sending it back. I just didn't think it was, I don't like the folio style cases, so that is one reason I sent it back. It's held up pretty good throughout the time. I do have a little scratch right here. Well, no, that went away. That was just a little smudge. Not too bad as far as the build on it. Aluminum build, aluminum frame, Gorilla Glass on the front of it, and the build is pretty good. Now you can get this in different colors. I got the gray one. I'll put it on the screen. The colors. This color is nice. You do have a silver color, I think, as well. Like I said, I'll make notation on the screen for the colors. Now let's talk about this display right here. This has a 10.5 inch Super AMOLED 1600 by 2560 display, and it is gorgeous. Now the screen to body ratio is 82.5, and this has a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. So Samsung makes some of the best displays out there, and this one will definitely not disappoint you. The blacks are black. It's vibrant, very colorful display for watching your movies, looking at your pictures, photos, things of that nature. This display is going to be awesome, and I really like the display on this device. One of the things that I wish they would come out with is a bigger display, maybe like a 12 inch or at least an 11 inch, because in my opinion, this is very portable like this, and some people like that aspect of it, but I would like to see just a bigger device with a bigger screen at least. So next, we talked about the speakers out here. This doesn't have a headphone jack, but the speakers are great. The battery on this is a 7040 milliamp battery, and this battery lasts a long time. Now, I don't have official how many hours because I don't sit and use my tablet like that, but I can go a week or so without having to charge it, at least 3 or 4 days if I'm using it heavy, and then I'll charge it. But you don't have to worry about charging this as much because it's great. So the cameras on this, it has on the front, it has a 8 megapixel camera, can shoot 1080p at 30 frames a second. And the cameras are pretty nice on here. On the rear, now you got a 13 megapixel and a 5 megapixel on the rear, 2160. It can shoot 2160 at 30 frames per second. And I have did some video samples with this, and they come out great. But if you're one of those persons that like to use their tablet to record, then this one would definitely do a great job. So next, let's talk about the performance on this. So this has Snapdragon 855 processor, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. You can also get this with 256 gigabytes of storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now the version I have is, it runs excellent. Don't have any slowdowns. Everything works great on this. This is slated to get Android 10, I think. Right now, let's go into software. So you can see it's running One UI 1.5, Android 9. So this is slated to get the next update pretty soon, I think, from what I've been reading. But so far, the performance on this has been great. Now it doesn't have the 128 refresh rate like the iPad, but as you can see, I'm moving around pretty fast with this, and I don't know if that's necessarily needed. Apps open up quick. I don't have any freezes or slowdowns. Everything just pops open like it should. Let's go over here. As you can see, everything just works well. Some apps, like Instagram here, I don't like that it doesn't open in landscape. You have to have it in portrait. I think that's more so the app developers or app. Now, what makes this tablet different than other tablets is what they call Samsung DeX. So when you put this tablet in Samsung DeX mode, you are essentially getting a desktop type environment here where just like a desktop, I can take this and I can link it to an external monitor, and I'm almost like in a Windows type setting where I can open up multiple windows here, and they are resizable, and I can move them around. I can have multiple windows open, as you guys can see. I can be watching a Netflix movie over here. I can be strolling on Facebook over here, Instagram, or whatever I want. And like I said, these are resizable, and you can really be very productive with this. Now, I do use this from time to time to do video editing with certain apps that I have for video editing. One of them is Power Director. So I could have Power Director there, and I could have one of my browsers open over here if I need to make notations within the video that I'm making. Then I can go from here to there and there to here as far as making notes for my video. So Samsung DeX is truly a game changer when it comes to tablets, and this is very excellent on this device. Okay guys, so next what I want to talk about is some of the features that the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 has. Now this thing has tons of features, and it'll be virtually impossible for me to go through all of them, but I'll just go through a few of them that I like. So with this tablet, you can make and receive phone calls and texts. So that is a great thing. You don't have to pick up your phone every time you have a text or a phone call coming in. If you have a Samsung device, you can do that. This also has Face ID, and it has a in-stream fingerprint sensor. And as you can see, it works pretty well. You get right into it there. That is another feature that I like. This also has split screen, multi-screen features here. So I can be in Facebook here. And I also can have YouTube open here. So I could be strolling through both of these. Also, you have a feature that is called pop-up. So if I wanted to have my little pinup app here open in a pop-up, I can also have that there. And also continue to do my Facebook. And also, well, let me get back. So I can have my Facebook open here, and also can have YouTube open as well. And I can still be drawing on my little app right here if I wanted to. So there it is. That's split screen multitasking at its finest right there on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6. So the last thing I want to talk about is the S Pen. So the S Pen is a pen that comes with this device, and it is really nice to have. You have a whole suite of things you can do with the S Pen. As you can see, I can create a note. I can view all my notes. I could smart select. So it also writes very well. As you can see, that comes up. Very little latency when you're using this. Smart select, so if I wanted to, I could select a portion of the string and select it. I could extract the text. I could write on it. I could share it. I could download it. Just multiple things I can do with it. Next, you got your screen write, live messaging, translate. So a whole host of things, and you can also add other things that you may want to do with it. My grandson likes to use this pinup app to draw, and I'm going to bring him in to let him show you guys what he likes to do with the pinup app. Okay, so here's my grandson showing you guys what he does with the tablet. Say hello, Jalen.
Hello, guys. You haven't seen me in a while, have you?
So here it is in the pinup app, where you can color, draw, illustrate.
As you can see, you have to be very perfective of where you gotta go, because I am not doing so well. Can't even draw a line for sports.
So you guys can see he's not very good at coloring.
Wow, offensive.
Say goodbye, Jalen.
Bye.
Okay, guys, so that has been my look at the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 after having this device for a while. It is a great device. You can pick it up for a pretty good price these days. You can find it reduced price. You can also go to Swap or places like that and get it for a whole lot cheaper than what it costs brand new. So I will do a comparison between this and my iPad Pro 12.9 since I have a lot of questions on which one I prefer the most. But we'll catch you guys in the next video. Will H, and I'm out.